Hi students, Mr. Murphy here. Just wrapping up the week with our work with solving equations. With showing you a kind of a new topic, I'm going to show you how to solve inequalities. Now you have some experience with that back in 7th grade, but we haven't done a lot of that work in 8th grade. So I'm going to show you some examples. And the good thing is they're really similar to solving an equation except for one important detail. If you multiply or divide by a negative, you need to flip the inequality symbol. So I'm going to show you some examples where sometimes we flip the inequality symbols and sometimes we don't. Okay, so I'm going to show you two examples and I'm going to challenge you to find the error in one of my problems as well. Okay, so here's my first example. And you can see that the equal sign's been replaced by an inequality symbol. In this case, we read it as 5x minus 6 is greater than negative 36. So same rules apply. I'm going to use my inverse operations to isolate my variable. So add 6 to both sides. End up with 5x is greater than negative 30. Divide both sides by 5. And here's where I'm going to take a moment. This is a really important step. I'm dividing by a positive. So if that's the case, I do not flip the symbol. It stays as is. If I divided by a negative or multiplied by a negative, I would flip. So in this case, we end up with a solution of x is greater than negative 6. Okay, a negative 30 divided by 5 is negative 6. And another thing that's a little different about inequalities is sometimes we graph the solutions. So I'm going to make a quick number line. And I'm going to pick a couple of values around my solutions. Okay, and in this case, we read it as x is greater than negative 6. So greater than is an open circle, and all the values greater than negative 6 would be a number line that looks like that. So this tells me not to include negative 6, but every number that's greater than. So that's another important difference between inequalities versus equations. And inequalities, all these answers work that fall into this number line on this side. Negative 5 is a solution, negative 4 is a solution, etc. So inequalities have lots of answers where an equation has just one answer. Okay, so let me clear this and show you another example. So this one is negative 4 times the quantity of x plus 3 is greater than or equal to 12. So in this case, same thing. I'm going to distributive property, and with negative 4x minus 12 is greater than or equal to 12. Okay, distributing the negative 4, add 12 to both sides. Negative 4x is greater than or equal to 24. Now this is important. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 4. So dividing both sides by a negative means I flip. So x is less than or equal to negative 6. So in here it's important to know that I flipped it. And if I graph these solutions, I end up with numbers around negative 6. And in this case, I read it as less than or equal to. So I fill in the circle, and my graphs actually go in the other way. Okay, so negative 6 is a solution, and negative 7, negative 8, negative 9.5, those are all solutions as well. Okay, so there's our two examples where the first one we did not flip, and the second one we did flip because we divided by a negative. But you can see the work is very similar to equation solving. That's why the teachers have decided to show you this lesson at this point in time. Also, this is a topic in a study really early next year at the high school. So we're hoping this gives you a good head start with that. Okay, so moving over to here. Here's my challenge for you. I'd like you to pause the video in a moment and see if you can find the error that I made when solving this problem. Look at my work step by step. Okay, so hit pause now because I'm going to reveal the answer in a moment. Okay, I'm back. And Here's my mistake. Right here at the very end of the problem, I flipped the inequality symbol, and I should not have. Because I'm dividing by 4, that's a situation where I don't flip. So hopefully you found that error. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple practice problems to work on Canvas. Good luck with these and have a super weekend. Bye.